Hey guys, welcome to LastMint. Let me take just a minute to walk you through the platform and show you all the crazy fun things that you can do through LastMint. So first off, I should be very clear that this is much more of an NFT casino than it is like an NFT launchpad or marketplace. There's a lot of really fun things, but there is some high thrill opportunities and ways to immediately start to win and lose on the platform. Let me show you how to maximize that opportunity. So if you ever get stuck, you've got a help button up here at the top. You can always go here. We've got FAQs and a whole bunch of information and important terms. So if this video isn't enough or you need a reference afterwards, feel free to go there. One of the things that makes LastMint so unique is that as you are minting NFTs on the platform, those mint fees do not go to the creator. They do not go to the platform. They go directly into an on-chain pool where all of those funds are locked until the collection ends. And then every NFT minted in that collection actually has a claim of that pool. And so you'll have two options at the end of every collection. You can either keep the NFT that you've minted for the art or the utility. You can trade it on secondary, do anything you would normally do with an NFT. But you can also, if you'd rather, you can go claim a portion of that pool back. Sometimes that's a little bit less than what you minted for. Sometimes that can be significantly more than what you minted for. And this is where the gamification and the casino comes in. So now that you know that the goal is to mint your favorite NFTs and try and maximize your amount of that pool that you can claim once the collection ends, let me show you some of the things that make this unique and will determine kind of the outcomes of all of that stuff. All right, so when we come here, you can sort by different ways of these collections. I'm just gonna go to the gems here. This is the highest value pools. So you'll notice that you can see here from the homepage that this has a 28,000 Metaplex token pool. This has a pool of 5.5 Sol, and you can kind of keep going down the line here. And so if we pick any of these collections and we just lock in, and we realize that this amount of the prize pool is just locked on in a smart contract right now, I wanna figure out how I can get the most amount of value out of that pool if I mint the next NFT. And so when we click any of these, you'll get some collection details. This is Digital Slop. This was a Tolly tweet turned into a NFT here that you can go mint on your own. And you'll notice a couple things. So first off, every collection has a price increase, meaning that your mint is going to be cheaper than the next mint every single time. And because it is done on a percentage basis, this compounds and this can start to have a hockey stick effect. And so minting early can be a huge advantage in a collection. Of course, if those collections don't really take wind and they don't really run the way that you want them to, you may not have a huge pool at the end of it and it could end up being somewhat boring. But if you can get in early to those pools that rip, this can be a huge benefit for you. The second thing is that every collection has a reset timer. This one's set to 480 minutes. Some can be set as low as 1 minute as well. Those are going to be the really high velocity collections. But every time somebody mints an NFT within that collection, the timer gets reset. The collection will last until that timer hits 0, or some pools have some different ways that they can end, things like jokers and some really fun mechanics that we've added. But in general, that countdown timer is what's going to end the collection. When that hits 0, the collection ends. As long as somebody mints before it hits 0, it will continue to reset the timer and the collection continue to go on forever. The other two big things to pay attention to are we have what we call bonus spots within the collection. And this is going to be if you're a runner-up or a last minter. And so you can see here, there is 10% of this pool is going to actually go to the very last person to mint. So the idea is you really want to be the last minter. You want that timer to hit 0 when you're in that last minter spot. And if so, your NFT will be able to claim 10% of this total prize pool value. If you're not the last minter, we also have runner-up spots within each pool. And you again can kind of come and look here. This one will have 5 runner-ups. So if you're not the last one, but you're one of the 5, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth to last to mint, you will share a portion of the runner-up pool. And again, this is 10% split by 5 people. And so these create the dynamics. Everything that's not going to the platform, which is just a 5% fee, the creator, which is a 0.5% of any collection, the last minter or the runner-up, the rest of that is put in the pool and distributed equally among every single NFT within the collection. That is going to be your reward or your claim to that pool. There is one other thing to look out for, which is that every mint that you have has a opportunity or a chance of being a lucky mint. You can get either something rare within the collection, and creators can define different rarities within the variants of the NFTs that you're minting. It does not just have to be a single NFT that everybody's minting. You can have multiple NFTs within each collection. The other thing is that you have a chance of hitting a lucky multiplier. And so we can see here that we've got a lucky 2x multiplier, meaning that this NFT will be more valuable than one that was not as lucky. You can hit 2x, 5x, or 10x multipliers with every mint. You can see a lucky multiplier here, a lucky multiplier here. All of these are going to carry a little bit more on-chain value. Once the timer hits 0 and the collection ends, that's when the fun begins. The pool is officially locked. Every NFT has a known redemption value at that point, and that's what you'll be able to claim from the pool. And then once the collection ends, the timer hits 0, that's when we know the exact redemption value or claim value that every NFT in the collection has. And so we can find that by simply going to our profile. We can look for we can see all of our NFTs in our profile. And if we just search by, let's say, finished and redeemable, we can find all the NFTs that we could potentially redeem. And many of these, I actually decided I'd rather hold on to the NFT than redeem for the soul, but you can see the exact redemption value of every single NFT. So let's say this bottle of Opus 1 that I minted here, this Tears and Smiles collection, let's say I'd rather have 0.005 soul back. We can simply click redeem, sign the signature, and this will end up back in our wallet. We forfeit the NFT, and at that time, we now have that soul back in our wallet, which makes it really cool because now you can just start minting. You know, the idea is mint, win, redeem, repeat. You'll have a lot of the ability to kind of keep pumping in liquidity into your wallet. And then of course, the referral, everybody has a referral code here. Share that referral code. It's a great way that you can actually generate more revenue for you. Again, this all becomes claimable, stuff that goes right back into your wallet. So that's the basics of LastMint. You can also be a creator. Launching collections is super easy, but have a lot of fun with this. Find out the ways that you can win. Be the LastMinter. Be early, be late, be lucky. Those are all ways to win on LastMint. Have fun with this, and we'd love to hear your feedback as well.